On this week's Message Monday, we rescue some youth sticks, and we also show you probably the coolest piece of fan art ever. What's going on, Throne Army? We have the Message Monday from March 11, 2013. We have some awesome stuff to share with you. Updates about a clinic we did this past week. We also have some awesome fan art, and we got some new things to add to the OG collection. So, starting off first, we played on Sunday, and we played against the Gotham Goats. Also, a lot of guys from the Salt Shakers playing them, and we lost. As you could have guessed, they tend to win everything. But it was a lot of fun playing against some buddies of mine, and their goalie, Jake, absolutely stoned me. I got a feed down low, faked him, got him down, got him to raise a stick up, shot it, and he literally, like, what's that called? Not Jackie Chan. Bruce Lee'd the ball between his ankles. Very impressive save. It's always fun playing against them, even though we tend to lose because they're such good athletes. It only makes you a better player, and they're always really, really, really awesome guys to play against. Next week, we will not be there. It kind of sucks missing the game, but we will be at the Metropolitan Classic, and I'm actually going with a fan, so that should be pretty cool as well. And all the boys are coming, so if you guys are going to be at the Metropolitan Classic, you see me, come say hi, or if you see Chris, come say hi. We'd love to talk to you guys, and if you don't know what it is, I'll put a link in the description to it. It's going to be an awesome 2 games and some youth stuff, and looks like we're going to actually be able to shoot on the field, which I'm really excited about. And this is all going on at City Field, which is right near us, so definitely a cool day of lacrosse. On Sunday, we got to do a youth clinic for Bronxville Lacrosse. My buddy George is a coach there, and he invited out to help out the kids with their sticks and also talk to them about the importance of having a well-strung stick and maintaining a stick and also playing with it and breaking it in. And so we did a bunch of sticks for them, and we still had a few that we couldn't get finished in the 4-hour period that we're there, so we took a bunch home, and I just want to share a few of them with you. These are some of the ones that we're going to be kind of rescuing and bringing back to life. It's kind of silly seeing stuff like this where there's just no channel or anything in it. So that's one that we're going to be redoing. I have a few other ones to show you here. And it's like, I didn't even know a lot of these names of these heads because they're kind of older beginner heads. Like here's a Warrior Torch that was done up. And as you can see, it's pretty hard to, you know, control the ball when there's no pocket in it. And the sidewall is completely broke. But we're gonna get them all fixed up. I'm really excited. We're actually gonna be finishing them all and then all lining them up on the end line and having all the kids come and pick up their sticks. So should be a really cool experience. I was actually fortunate enough to throw around with 2 or 3 guys that got new sticks from us or restrung their stick, and they throw with it and then they just like light up and their face is so excited and they're throwing back and forth with me. So it's always a great time to get out there and help out the youth, and also it's cool to string a bunch of sticks up and see how many we can do and how quick we can do it. So we had a few buddies come and help us. It was a really, really great time. Then we also got to shoot around on this really nice field. It's a giant dome, has 3 full fields, and they said we could stay as long as we want and shoot around, so we had a little shoot around, which was a lot of fun. And that was my weekend, so let's get to some gear. The first thing we got in, Chris picked this up, and he thought it was really cool, and I enjoyed it. It's an XTX Scandium Pro in gold. It's kind of got the old graphics on it. It's got one good dent in it, but nonetheless, it's going to be cool. I'm going to try and put a gold stick together. With some black in it. I think it'll look really nice, and this is probably the shaft I'm going to use for it. Kind of flashy, but it's got a really cool look to it. I had a gold platinum alloy when I was a kid, and it just kind of brings back a lot of memories, which is cool having a gold stick. Next is another head to add to the OG collection. Chris picked this up as well. He saw it for dirt cheap, and I thought it was a good addition. It's now becoming what you would consider, I guess, vintage, and that is a finalizer. I think everyone had one of these when it came out. It was one of the coolest heads you can get. The only thing I didn't like about them was they had all this texture. It was kind of the era where Warrior was doing a bunch of texturing on the outside of their heads, and it was really hard to dye because you really couldn't do anything vinyl-wise on the outside because of all the bumps. But nonetheless, a really cool head, and it's got the little like finalizer move from behind the cage. I guess that's what they were going for. It was definitely a cool head. It always reminded me of the Vapor, which is one of my favorite heads. So it was like Warrior doing a Vapor, so it was definitely cool. The only thing is they pinched like crazy, like you see this one. But a cool head. I've seen a few of them, actually, people still using them, which is awesome. But finally we got one for the collection. The next is I'm working on the box pockets a lot, and I wanted to get a true authentic box head to put one of them in, so we picked up a Reebok 9K, and it had kind of this athletic gold dye to it, which is pretty perfect. It was a little bit raw in some places, so we did the black fade that angles right into the shape of the 9K logo on the side. Definitely a really cool head. Just do not use them outside, as you have seen Chris's and many other people's. They just shatter when they get cold. But look, planning to do one of the box pockets in here. I have 3 planned, so this is going to be the second one that's going to be going up. And definitely cool head. Excited to start playing with it. I played with Chris's a bit and really loved it until it shattered. But cool to finally have one, and we threw a quick throne die on it, which just looks unreal. And we kind of have a weird custom stringing video in the midst of this Message Monday, because these heads have to go out and I want to throw them in a video. Here are 2 custom spec STX superpowers. These are for Uno, and he is friends with Billy Bitter. Billy loved our heads so much that he recommended us to his friend. So his friend sent us 2 superpowers with some photos of his stick. The photos he sent was a proton power, but he's now playing in college, so went with the superpower, and we adapted his pocket to be NCAA legal. So it's got 15 mil white going all the way around. It's got a nice mid pocket to it that's going to be able to drop low, very similar to the photos he sent us. And this has got 3 straight shooters. Going to perform awesomely, and it's cool that there's 2 of them. So those are going out to Uno. So it was pretty cool getting Billy Bitter to recommend my services to someone and have them send me some heads. So definitely a cool little story we got to do. And the final piece of gear before we go into the Flow Friday giveaway is the coolest piece of fan art ever. I got this from my buddy Caesar that I play with on Sundays. He's one hell of an up-and-coming LMSM and just a really, really, really nice guy. And he made this for me, which I think is just so cool. As you can see, it's my shirt. But so he actually like painted this, and it's got like splatter going around on it with the gold. He knows me all too well, so we're gonna be throwing this up in the background. Really, really cool piece of art. So thank you very much, Caesar. Absolutely love it. And now that all the gear is done, let's get into the Flow Friday giveaway. This one was from 2 weeks ago, and it was the behind the back passes. It was how many consecutive behind the back passes Chris, Scott, and I could get. And the winner will receive a piece of white 15 mil throne mesh, some LAS socks, and a pair of Cascade sunglasses that I believe are neon yellow. And the winner was Josh Smith. He was the first one to guess 53, and that's how many passes we had. Here is a link to the video if you guys want to check us throw 53 behind the back passes to each other. I like doing giveaways like this because it's kind of random and it's fun, and it's just throw out a number, but more so we get to get outside and practice throwing around, and it's always good when you get to go throw around in the middle of the day, especially on a Thursday or Friday when we normally shoot those videos. Josh, please email info@throneofstring.com, your mailing address, and we will get your prizes sent out to you right away. First one is from Anthony Milano. He says, @ThroneOfString, your favorite dodge to use, #Message Monday. My favorite is probably a roll dodge, but like an under roll dodge. I like to really push up the right side and then keep the stick in the same hand and roll under the D. And then that's probably my favorite that I've used for years, but probably my new favorite that I've kind of adapted from box is kind of the shot fake toe drag pull under. Been doing that a lot lately, and have been trying to master it, and it's gotten me a lot of opportunities to get closer to the goal and really keep that stick in my right hand facing the goal, which I like. And so those are probably my 2 favorite, and the toe drag slowly becoming my favorite. The next question is from Case Paulson. He says, "Hey Joe, I live in Wis, which I think is Wisconsin. Relax isn't the most popular sport. I was wondering how I could grow the game here." When I was growing up in Ohio, lacrosse was far from being the most popular sport, even in Brooklyn too. The biggest thing I find to really grow the game in your area is to just have a stick with you. The lacrosse stick is a very unique looking thing, and people will ask you what it is, especially if you're throwing around with the ball, especially with someone else. We get asked all the time, what is that game, or what is that toy? And I always like to tell them about it because it's, I don't know, I have some responsibility to spread it, but that's the biggest thing. And if you have any friends that are looking to play and are into it, you know, let them borrow your backup and throw around and see if they love it, and then get them on the team. That's how the best way to do it in kind of those areas where lacrosse isn't as prevalent. Just carry your stick everywhere. Not only will you become a better player and love the game more, but also you will spread the game because people will see the lacrosse stick and ask you about it. Next question is from Jimmy James Johnson, and he says, #Message Monday, what is in your gear bag? I just made a video on this. Links here. Go check it out. Good video. Next question is from Alec Pupshish. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Sorry about that if it's completely wrong. He said, what are some tips for stringing the new NCAA rules, and how do you get your name out there as a stringer? I did a bunch of videos on this. I'll put links in the description to all of them. And how to get your name out there as a stringer is just to string sticks and let people see them. Throw them up on the internet, throw them up on Instagram, throw them up on Facebook, throw them up on YouTube. Show friends, get out there. That's really all it is. I never attempted to do this. I was just asked to make a video about a stick, and I did, and you guys liked it, so I kept making videos about it. People sent me their sticks, and it just blew up. That's the biggest thing. Just let people see it and continue to improve by playing with your sticks. Next question is from Bobby. He says, what is the most embarrassing thing that has happened to you when playing in a lacrosse game? Hashtag Message Monday. I won a face-off, went down the field the wrong way, and shot on my own goalie. Lucky enough, it hit the post. I did not score, but I just remember everyone yelling at me that I was doing something wrong, and I thought they were yelling that someone was catching up to me, but it was actually that I was going the wrong way, and I was about to shoot on my own goalie. And yeah, I did that, I think, in 7th or 8th grade, and that was pretty embarrassing because I just had really no idea what I did until after I looked at the goalie and then realized. But it was just like we were digging for the ball, and I got switched around, and I didn't realize, and I just picked up the ball and ran. And I thought they were just, you know, yelling at me to go to the goal, and they were not. So that was the most embarrassing thing I've done. Next question is from Brad Fitzpatrick. This is one of my good friends. He says, hashtag Message Monday. What is your sign? I'm a Gemini. My birthday is June 6th, also D-Day for World War II. Next question is from Farmer, and he says, what is the most ridiculous/funny name you've ever had for a play or formation? Hashtag Message Monday. I was actually just talking about this with Scotty. I went to a Jesuit high school, so we kept it pretty simple. It was like we were blue and gold, so it was like blue and gold, and I think then we had red when we were just going to push the end, like, you know, just attack the net. But we randomly had Cobra, which I always thought was kind of weird. Just Cobra. We were the Wildcats, but apparently Cobra was one of the names. I think it might have became from one of our coaches who played in college, and he had a Cobra formation. But yeah, Cobra's probably the weirdest one. I haven't had that many. Normally people keep them pretty simple, but when we were playing box and Scott and I were kind of playing a two-man game and cutting off of each other, he kept screaming out ridiculous play names like Red Dragon's Breath and stuff like that, and the other team was really confused, and they just kind of looked at us weird, and I was just losing it laughing. So when I was cutting, I just had my head down laughing. But yeah, there's some pretty crazy ones. Maybe in the comments let me know what the most ridiculous you know, play name you guys have had in your guys' lacrosse career. And our final question is from Ted Hessing, and I think I just fulfilled your order like a few hours ago. He said, what was your best game stat? Hashtag Message Monday. In lacrosse, I believe it was 4 goals and assist, and that was in a Ohio tournament in 8th grade, I believe. And then I think I got there in high school, but I never got the assist to make it 5. I think I've had 5 points, but it was like 2 goals, 3 assists, never 4 goals. But in hockey, I've had 6 goals and 2 assists. So that's kind of the most. 8 points is the most I've ever had. And I did that in high school as well. I actually tied that a few months ago in a game. I had 6 goals. And the funny thing about it is I was playing against my team. The other team couldn't fulfill. It was a really late game, and the other team couldn't have enough players to play. So I was like, I'll just go play for the other team. I'm in pretty good condition, so I can pretty much skate the whole game. And so I did, and I scored 6 goals on one of my best friends who's the goalie, and he gave me a really hard time for it. But it was pretty funny. And so yep, that's 4 goals and assist. That was Message Monday. If you guys want your question answered in next week's Message Monday, you can always send me a tweet with the hashtag Message Monday to Throne of String, and if it makes the cut, I will answer it. That's everything, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Hopefully, I'll see you guys next Sunday at Citi Field for the Metropolitan Classic.